Can you give us a sense of the mood around GMHBA Stadium over the last 72 hours?
Yeah, it's up and about. I mean, amongst the group of girls, the staff and the club as a whole, everyone's pretty excited to win our first final, and to be heading into another one is an amazing position to be in, so everyone's really pumped.
Plenty of bodies around the place with the first to four new men as well. Has it given it a different vibe again, that there's probably more faces than you've been seeing over the last 8 or so weeks?
Not a complete change. Quite a lot of the boys had been in anyway. Probably more a staffing perspective. There's a few more in, but I think whether it was whilst the boys are here or prior to that, there was still quite a hype, and we knew we had a job to do. So I don't think it's changed too much for us.
Have you reviewed Sunday yet? And if you have, what have you taken away? Probably especially from the second half.
Yeah, I mean, we'll probably review it further tonight. We haven't dug too deep into it, but I think watching the game back myself, I think, we had an incredible 3 quarters and then dropped off at the end. I don't know whether that was obviously shorter rotation with Shiri going down or starting to, rest a few players, but it's pretty evident that we'll need to play 4 quarters this week to progress any further. So I think that consistent 4 quarters is pretty important.
How did it feel to play? I think it was the biggest crowd for the year and close to the grand final crowd of last season. How did that feel, and was that a bit of a factor in your performance?
Yeah, the crowd were amazing. I mean, I think it was close to 7,000, and I know when we were running out, myself and a few of the girls looked up to the stands and said, how good does it look? It looks absolutely chockers, and week in, week out, we can hear the fans, and, it literally is like an extra person on the field, and they really do rev us on. So it was an incredible atmosphere, and love to have something similar again this weekend.
Why do you think Geelong has become so popular in this league?
I mean, I think we have an incredible culture down here. There's a lot of care and love within our group and the club as a whole, and we genuinely turn up to training or turn up to games wanting to be better, not only for ourselves but for the other people we're on the field with and who aren't on the field, our coaches and everyone involved at the club. So yeah, I think it's pretty hard to beat the culture down here, and I think at the same time we've really got a solid core group now that's been together for quite a few years. So I think people can see what we've been putting in practice for the last couple of years coming to fruition, and success is, I guess, getting pretty close for us.
Do you think there's something that has improved that's not quite so obvious? I mean, you're kicking better scores, obviously, compared to the elimination final last year. That was one of the takeaways from last season, was to kick more goals. Is there something that's slightly less obvious, do you think, that you've improved in?
Yeah, I think obviously scoring was a huge focus for us, but I think where a lot of our growth has come from has been the collective group. I think individually everyone's improved, and we're not reliant on 1 or 2 players, to do the work and to get us over the line. And I think the fact that everyone individually has improved their game has lifted us up as a team, and then those areas, whether it's, kicking higher scores or putting more pressure on the ball naturally, they start to fall in place.
Do you think you're primed to take the biggest scalp of the year this weekend?
Definitely. I mean, I think when we played them, I don't know if it was round 5 now off the top of my head, they had a strong win and we stuck with them for probably 2.5 quarters. But I think back then our season sort of ebbed and flowed a fair bit, but I feel like we've peaked at a pretty good end of the year, and I think our best footy is good enough, and if we can play those consistent 4 quarters, I believe we can beat anyone in the competition. So yeah, if we bring our best, it's good enough.
Have there been any defensive tweaks? I've noticed the scores against have really dropped off. Well, the average score against, I think it's gone from 41 to about 21. So it's been a pretty good improvement.
Yeah, our backline's been incredible. I don't think personnel-wise it has changed too much, but I think we know how reliant they are. We have the interceptors of Meg Mack and Gunj, and then you have the run-off half-back with Shan and Becky and Rach and G. So I think they just have a really good balance, and the longer they play together, the more cohesive they become as a unit. So I don't think there has been much change. They just continue to be an absolute rock for our team.
And you mentioned before some of the guys coming back. Have you had any special relationships with any of them? Are you drawing on their experience at all? Have you sort of established any connections there with any of those players?
We chat just in general when we're passing them and things like that. There's probably no set person in the men's team that, I have those one-on-one chats, but just having them around, their experience and those, quick chats, it's really interesting to hear their perspective and the journey they've been through with their finals and things. So yeah, every little bit of insight helps.
Right. Good luck on the weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rightly or wrongly, people will focus on Chloe Shear not being available, but the fact that she probably can play 3.5 quarters on Sunday tells you that you can win without it. You take away from that we're not reliant just on that one person.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Shiri, you obviously can't replace her. She's an incredible player, but I think that's the beauty of our team, is that we have so many individuals that can play a role on game day, and as unfortunate it is for Shiri that she's going to miss, it opens up opportunity for someone else, and I have full faith of whoever it is that's in the team that they're going to come in, play their role, and we'll certainly miss Shiri and what she brings. But yeah, as you say, we played without her for 3.5 quarters and we can still hit the scoreboard, so as long as every individual's firing and playing their role, I think we can still get the job done.
You mentioned Claudia Gunjaka before. The All-Australian squad came out yesterday, and among the 42 names, I think it caught a lot by surprise that she wasn't there. Were you surprised that she didn't get at least a squad nod?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what an incredible season Gunja's had. It certainly shocked me, but everyone sees things differently, and her value that she has within our team and our club is enormous. And I guess it's interesting that other people may not potentially be seeing that yet, but we know what an incredible player and person we have in Gunj, and yeah, she's valued incredibly high within our team.
It's an incredible transformation from, I suppose, in and out forward to now a mainstay of defence within 18 months of her career starting. Why has she got so good so quick?
Yeah, I mean, she works very hard, Gunj, and reads the ball so well. She's willing to put her body on the line. And yeah, she's probably one of the toughest players that we have in our team. And I think back in VFL, she played a little bit of forward and a little bit of back. And when she was playing forward, she couldn't find that consistent footy. But as soon as they swung her behind the ball, she just reads the play so well and finds herself in intercept positions time after time. So yeah, I think her work rate and her commitment to her football career has been a huge part of her success. But yeah, she's done incredible.
Jo, any questions?
I'm sorry if you've already answered this. I just came in a bit late, but how good does it feel to lose so close last year against the Kangaroos, to actually right that wrong and get it done?
Yeah, 100%. It was an incredible feeling coming off the field and knowing that we got the job done. I guess we always sort of have those memories of what North did to us last year, and it was extremely disappointing, and we wanted to finish this season, with our heads held high and feeling like we'd accomplished something great. And, doing that against Essendon was the first step, and I'd love to go out there and do that again this weekend and push further into the final series.
What's the belief in the group that Melbourne is really difficult, but how do the girls believe that they can do it? They can topple one of the big three? Yeah,
definitely. I mean, Melbourne are an incredible side, and we know they're going to really bring the heat, but we have huge belief within our group that if we play our best footy and for 4 quarters, I think we're capable of beating anyone in the comp. It's just being able to play that consistent footy and to do it for the full 4 quarters. We matched it with them for 2.5 quarters back when we probably didn't feel we were playing our best footy, and we feel like we're peaking at the right time. So yeah, the belief's really high within our group.